Yeah. Just garbage, but fun to make.
To run over and die. Right, today I'm listening to Salad Days by Mac Demarco. This came out in 2014. It's my first Mac Demarco album. And yeah, the uncut will be on Patreon, as always. Now, I have heard the first track, Salad Days. That's the only track I've heard off of this. The rest, I got virgin ears, too. I guess that didn't really make sense. But let's go. Salad Days.
As I'm getting older, chip upon my
So
shoulder,
good.
rolling through life to roll over and die. Missing Hilly John, sad days are gone, remembering things just to tell them so long. Mama,
I feel like we're floating on this chorus.
acting like my life's already over.
Super cymbal heavy drums.
Act your age and try another year. Act your age and try another year.
Just a classic. It's a classic. Like I said, already heard it. Love the sound of the track. Love Max singing on it. Love the kind of nostalgic feeling of it. Lyrically, it also has that kind of nostalgic vibe as I'm getting older. Kind of talking about growing up and missing the good old days, I guess. But yeah, super great track. I haven't really heard anything like it. Like, it has a super distinct sound, in my opinion, at least. What does Salad Days actually mean? That's what I've always wondered. Salad days are gone. Okay, so apparently it's from Cleopatra. My salad days when I was green in judgment, cold in blood, to say as I said then. So salad days, I guess that refers to a previous time in your life, a younger you, when you didn't have as much responsibilities, maybe. So yeah, kind of going back to the overall theme of this track of growing older and craving that youthful kind of life. It's a great track, great sound, very catchy. It's a good indie, vibey, just a feel-good track. Next track is Blue Boy. Very similar to guitar work to the first track too. I'm really liking this chorus. Another great catchy chorus.
Hey, Tony.
Okay, another pleasant track there. Very similar vibe to the first track, sonically at least. Lyrically, talking about this blue boy, which I don't know if that's talking about himself, maybe referring to a younger version of himself, but it's definitely about the blue boy not being given enough credit by the world, older than the world knows. Honey, that's the way life goes. So yeah, it could be referring to a younger self. But overall, again, I like the sentiment of the track. I think musically, it's not as good as Salad Days. Like, it's not as catchy, but I think it's just pleasant on the ears. Like, the guitar playing is nice. A nice little bass line in there. And a catchy chorus again. So overall, a pleasant track. I'm kind of hoping that not every track sounds like this in the album. I'm hoping we get some switch ups, sonically at least. We'll see though.
You're no better off living your life than dreaming at night.
A lot deeper voice here too.
Let it go now, brother. Take it slowly, brother. Go home. Go home. Go home. Go home.
That was an interesting outro because a lot of the track felt very dreamlike in its sound, and even in the lyrics mentioning dreaming. But then that outro was very unsettling and kind of like, it kind of felt like me at least, like waking up from that dream and then being thrown back into real life, the harshness of real life, the harsh reality, I guess. In the lyrics too, it seems like someone giving advice to someone to take it slowly, go home, which could be referencing go back to your dream. Maybe this might be him talking to himself. Maybe I'm reading into the lyrics too much. So overall, very similar sonically. Again, kind of this like nice plucked guitar with some just chill drums in the back. Overall, it's just very easy listening music. I feel like there's not much like analyzing I can feel like I can do in terms of what's happening in the song musically. I can just tell, like I can just put this on in the background. I don't really have to think about it. But then if I do want to think about it, there is some depth in the lyrics at least. So it is deeper than just like your average like pop hit or something. It's nice. It's pleasant on the ears. Next track is Let Her Go. Okay. This has a really bright feeling to it. Ooh, I like this. Let her go. That was sweet. If I had to use one word to describe this album so far, it would be sweet. Like, this list, it's just such easy, pleasant listening. Like, that was my favorite track musically since Salad Days. Lyrically, it's actually probably one of my least favorite. It just feels maybe a bit too simple. Tell her that you love her. If your heart ain't sure, let her know. Like, it's just, I don't know. I guess the verses are a little bit better than that first one. Yeah, in the second verse, there's some nice imagery with the flower in there. And I did like that line, separation's supposed to make the heart grow fond, but it don't. Overall, I don't feel like I'm supposed to dive too deep in the lyrics because I don't feel like coming into this, I don't know what Mac DeMarco's known for. I don't know if it's his songwriting, if it's music, what he does musically. So far, the songwriting hasn't been like the most amazing thing I've ever heard, but I don't know if it's supposed to be. So maybe I should chill on the lyrics a little bit and not analyze them as deeply as I have been. At least sonically, like there's been no really bad parts so far. It's all been pleasant. Yeah, it's just it's easy on the ears. It's easy listening. Wow, that's a really good chorus. Gigi Bangsu. Okay, another very similar track. Lyrically, it seems like Mac, there's a lot of themes of how people perceive him. And in this track, he kind of took the route of not really caring how people perceive him. Don't go telling me how this boy should be leading his own life. Really not caring what people think, which I love. I love that sentiment. I really love the chorus on this track, lyrically and musically. I think with celebrities today, people just like care way too much what goes on in their personal lives, which, I mean, you can care about people if their music has been important to you, but I feel like people sometimes take it too far. Very similar musically. Like I said, the guitars they all have this same kind of timbre to them within this album, even if they are switching up the melodies and stuff. And the drums are all very similar too. I'm hoping we get some sort of little switch up because, I mean, this album isn't too long, so maybe it won't get tired by the end of it. Overall, sonically, it's been very, very similar so far. But yeah, I enjoyed that track. I enjoyed it. Let's keep going with the next track, which is Let My Baby Stay. I think Max, I'm pretty sure this dude's Canadian too, so shout out my fellow Canadian. It says this is a ballad about his girlfriend. When they as a couple moved to the US, Kiki was at risk for being deported back to Canada as she didn't have a proper visa. Song's about letting her stay with him. Okay, so yeah, he's a Canadian, a fellow Canadian. My boy. I really like Mac's voice too. It's really good. Kind kind of hoping this builds into something. That like childish dun 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 in the background it's like my least favorite part so far. Don't hate me, Mac Demarco fans. I really can't handle it. It feels almost like too childish and like it's getting kind of annoying. It's been happening for 2 minutes straight now. I'm hoping this track kind of switches up sonically and explores some more ideas because it's pretty just simple right now. I'm kind of bored right now. Just gotta be honest. It's probably my least favorite track so far. Just a little bit too boring. Not enough happened. And I get that it's an emotional track for his girlfriend and like it's supposed to be emotional, okay? And the lyrics are alright, I guess. Like I feel like he could have wrote about it in a more... It's very direct. Usually if you're doing this direct style of writing, I want to feel some more emotion maybe. I just didn't really feel as much emotion as maybe I could have. Maybe that's just I'm in the wrong headspace right now, but I feel like he could have portrayed it a little bit better. Musically, it just was too boring for me. Like it just stayed with that same guitar and that freaking whatever that dun, dun, dun thing in the back was, and it just got really stale really fast. So yeah, now that I've lost 50% of the people watching this video, let's continue with passing out pieces. Okay, this is the sonic switch up that I was asking for.
What mom don't know has taken its toll on me.
I really like that. Those horns? Those might be horns. Okay, that's the sonic switch up that I was asking for. Got some horns being introduced in there. Obviously, you still have the guitar in there. I mean, did you? Hold on. I mean, you have a bass line, you have that lower horn, and then you have that kind of like... Is that a guitar? Almost like another synth in the left ear that's a little bit higher pitched. So not even really any guitar work on that, which I do appreciate. I do like that sonic switch up because it has been getting a bit stale. And yeah, I like the writing on this too. This is probably one of my favorites, actually. It offers enough of a different vibe and different sound. Pairs that with some strong songwriting as well. Yeah, so I like it. And I really like the song structures in this album too. Like most of them have been pretty simple, but I really like that. And I like the length. I feel like if these tracks were all like 5 minutes, like even the 4-minute one, that felt 2 songs. I think like 2:30 to like 3 minutes is like the perfect length for these tracks. Because there's rarely ever like a bridge. It's usually just a chorus, verse. I think the shorter songs are much more enjoyable, in my opinion. They get in, do their job, deliver this vibe, get out, don't waste any time, unlike the previous track. Yeah, I'm really liking Mac's voice, too. I've only heard one song of his coming into this, but never really appreciated his, like, singing ability. He's got a super unique voice, too. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. I'm liking it. Treat Her Better is next. I mean, this kind of sounds like... This almost sounds like... What track was that? Let Her Go? Yeah, it's very similar to Let Her Go. I like the drums on this one. I'm liking how he's syncing up with the guitar melody too. I've noticed that in the choruses, Mac really likes to like go really cymbal heavy on the drums. He's done that like 3 times now, which is just an interesting little thing I've picked up on. Lyrically, it seems like he's talking, I mean, maybe not to himself, maybe someone else, but basically saying, treat her better if you really want to be with her. And I thought that, hey man, how old is your brother? Or mother, how old is your mother line was pretty funny. So yeah, just about somebody not treating someone as good as they should be. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's so hard to like give some analysis to this because a lot of them are very similar. A lot of these tracks are very, very similar. And it's hard to come up with different things to say every time. So I'm just going to say, I liked it. There you go. That's your analysis. Chamber of Reflection is next, which is the most streamed on this album. I'm expecting something great, Mac. You better give me something here. Okay, I could see why. Yeah. That synth line is sick. It's got this feeling of like this mournful feeling too. The bass line is like super muffled too. That was depressing. That was a really depressing track. The sound had a really mournful sound for some reason. And then lyrics too were very introspective and depressing. That was probably the best track. The best track since Salad Days, in my opinion. I can see why it's the most streamed. Synth line is immediately catchy, hooks you in right away with that synth line and that kind of muffled bass line. The drums are cool. It all goes together in a really nice sound package, I guess you could call it. I mean, this one says produced by Mac DeMarco and Genius. Are the other ones not? Because, I mean, if that was produced by... It's the best song. Maybe he should produce all of them. I don't know. Very, very depressing track. No use looking out. It's within that brings that lonely feeling. You'll be clear among the better men alone again. Like, it's just a very lonely track. That was great. That was really, really, really good. 2 more tracks here, Go Easy and then Jonny's Odyssey.
Pack it up and leave it all behind you. Go easy with my baby. Cheers. Go easy.
It's just hitting me now how like deeply sad this album is. Again, that track had a really mournful feeling to it. Him like pleading that his girlfriend will be fine wherever she's moving to. Mac has like a really distinct sound too, I feel like. Like the guitar sounds that he goes with, I don't really think I've heard anything really like it other than by Mac. Like kind of this like slightly out of tune, delayed, weird guitar and like I don't know, it just feels like really his sound. Like I haven't really heard anybody, maybe I have, but it's not really coming to mind anybody trying to do this sound. There probably is, because I mean he's massive. Yeah, especially on this album, this sound feels very distinct, feels very distinctly his. And a lot of it comes down to just his vocals and the guitars. Yeah, just super unique, I feel like. All right, last track is Jonny's Odyssey. Instrumental track here. Just gonna close my eyes to this, just enjoy it. Hopefully. Really stripped back so far, which I'm liking. There we go. Turn this up. I'm loving this. So simple. Guitar, bassline, kick. And the vocals and the other drums, the shaker comes in. Maybe those aren't vocals. I don't know. Some sort of weird synth that sounds like a vocal. Just 20 seconds of silence. Maybe. Oh, maybe not.
Hi guys, this is Mac. Thank you for joining me. See you again soon. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Mac. Thank you for making this album, Mac. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.